Hey guys, how's it going? This is 1v200. So this is I'm Jordan Movie Hero Anderson. I'm here
And
with
I'm
my
Casablanca Kid, aka
Yep.
Chris Scott.
Yeah, how's it going, Chris?
Doing good, man. So as I kind of told you off the show, but I've been watching a whole bunch of Freaks and Geeks on Hulu. I never really watched it when it was on TV, so I'm
Classic.
loving it, man. And also I think it's the same Paul Feig that did all the other movies after that. Seems like he's the one that worked on the show, which is incredible.
Yeah, he worked on it. He also did Bridesmaids, and and then he did the remake of the Ghostbusters. He's done a bunch of different.
Just an obscene amount of work, but the show's so good. The music's incredible.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yep, and I love the intro. Like, I don't give a damn about your reputation or whatever.
Yes, the song is just an epic opening, man. Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sam Levine from the Schmodown.
Sam Levine, you're amazing on the show. So
yep,
seriously,
he plays one of the
the
three nerdy kids. I forget his name, but he's the Jewish one with the black hair. I'll just say that. So that's Sam Levine, and actually was like about 10 feet away from Sam Levine once at a Doug Loves Movies taping, which was cool. I really wanted to reach out and like say hi and like tell them I'm a fan, but they look like
so cool.
They're like pretty busy, so I didn't really want to tell them. But yeah,
right.
So yeah, but yeah. So tonight, yours truly and me, I'm gonna be in the hot seat tonight, so I'm gonna be answering.
And I'm gonna be doing the interviewing.
Yep. So
I don't know why I was like, ow.
You're eating your finger. And also too, usually, well, like something that I've been trying to do. I don't always remember every episode, but I've been given some recommendations at the beginning of every episode. So one of them I want to shout out. So went and picked up some food today. You're gonna see me eat a little bit. Sorry, we keep it casual here on 1v200. So I went over
Shame on your cow, sir.
Yep. So I'm still eating dinner. This is Taco Time. So well, I wanted to mention.
No, we're not advertised by Taco Time.
No, they're definitely not a sponsor yet. but shout out Taco Time if you ever want to sponsor. But anyways, so I moved to Washington from Idaho, and in Washington, Taco Time is like 10 times better. They have way better quality of food, better tasting food. They have a smoothie shop inside where they literally have some of the best smoothies that you'll ever have. And they have the 4 for $5 menu, in which they have a version here of the 4 for $5, but it's mostly just like side items and kind of like some on the Mexi fries or things like that.
Their fries are so good. And
yeah,
I know
right.
They're like a curly fry, but I don't know what they do to them, man. They're like magic. Okay, they taste.
Those. And they also have the like little tots too. They got those. So
yes.
Yeah. So
and sorry, continue.
Well, so I was just gonna say that like on the 4 for $5 menu, they in Idaho they have like main dish items you can get for like a really good price. Here it's not really like that. So I got 4 they call them Chris beef burritos here, which in Idaho they call them Chris meat burritos. I don't really know what the difference is there. I think they're pretty much the same. And so for just 4 of them, it was literally almost $15 for 4 of them. So I was like pretty surprised when he said the total. So when he said, I was like, "Excuse me, what?" Like that'll be like $14.95. I'm like, okay, I guess. So yeah, Washington is definitely a lot more expensive. Cost of living is high here, but and then when I got to the window, I asked him about a Chris Juan burrito. I don't know if you ever heard of the Chris Juan burrito.
No.
So in Idaho, they have the Chris Juan burrito, which is basically ground beef, cheese in it, and also rice is in it. So you got ground beef, cheese, rice. There might be a little bit of like some kind of sauce in there too, and it's like the best way they have. It's like really freaking good. They don't have that here. So I asked them if they had Chris Juan burritos, and the guy literally looked at me like I was speaking Arabic or something. Like he had no idea. Just like I don't know what that is. I'm like all right, because you don't have
Well,
it
that's
here.
like, dude, like, so I remember a couple months ago I was hanging out with Travis and I was like, where can we get breakfast burritos? Like, well, I think Taco Time has them. Dude, we went and got breakfast burritos from there. They were huge and they were like filled with the ingredients, man. They had like rice in there, French fries, eggs,
Yeah, they have all that
bacon,
stuff there.
sausage, just incredible.
Yeah, they actually have breakfast burritos in Washington. They don't even have breakfast burritos. They probably don't know
That's sad.
what the F breakfast is. And they're like breakfast. What's that? Does that come after dinner? Like, what is breakfast? All right.
So they don't know anything about second breakfast?
No, they don't. They're not. Well, they probably didn't watch the Lord of the Rings movies, so they don't know about that.
Sad.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
But yeah. But also one other shout out that I wanted to give. So I actually found these amazing Snickerdoodle cookies. So I got one here that I might be eating some while I watch, but they're literally right here and they're like amazing. So there's this gas station, which is like really weird to like say that I got them at a gas station. But there's a gas station here that's called Holiday. So I think you can kind of see on the bag. There's the thing that says like Holiday Bake Shop.
Holiday Bake Shop, yeah.
Yeah, so I've really only seen Holiday gas stations in Washington and then in Utah too. I've seen them there, and they literally have their own bakery there. They bake them up fresh every single day, and they're literally some of the best Snickerdoodle cookies that I've ever had. They taste like super buttery and like the cinnamon is just like it's like really good. It's actually like a legit cinnamon flavor. Whereas like some Snickerdoodle cookies that you get, they barely have any cinnamon on them. They just don't really taste like I don't know. They don't taste very buttery. Some of them are even hard. These are like soft. Like I can even like go like this. So you can see how they're still soft if you go like this.
Oh, I'm so jealous, dude.
Yeah, they're like super soft. They don't crack open or anything. So yeah,
they're good cookies. If you watch one of our earlier the greatest food items, the world's greatest desserts. We had Snickerdoodle cookies are up there pretty dang high.
Yeah, we did it for tier ranker fights. Yeah, we did. We did the best desserts. And yeah. Snickerdoodles were at least in the S tier for sure.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So, sir, time's a wasting. I know you're excited for me to put you on the hot spot there.
Oh yeah, okay. Definitely excited.
No pressure. All right, so here we go.
I'm ready for it.
Number 1, email address.
So my email address, so I feel totally fine to give it out because like I encourage people to, if you want to contact me for any reason, just don't send me any like porn spam, please. But anything else, you're totally good. But my email address is jmaice21@gmail.com. So the JMA is my initials. The ICE is because my ancestors come from Iceland on my dad's side. And then 21 is my favorite number of my favorite athlete, Kevin Garnett. So you got jmaice21@gmail.com.
And if you're wondering what you really should send him, what he really loves are Cat Beastie Boys tribute videos. So I mean, TikTok videos, that's what all the rage is all about.
Absolutely. My all-time favorite stuff, not.
Yes. And name as it appears on your birth certificate, sir. I think I might know what this is, but go ahead.
Yeah, so my full name is Jordan Michael Anderson. So I think we have the same middle name, right? Yeah. Right on. Jordan Michael Anderson. So, and one of the funny things about my middle name is that, so I have a best friend from elementary school. His name's Mike Wright. So I got to give a shout out to my good buddy Mike Wright. But we used to sit on the back of our 4th grade class. We always goof off together just to hear the teacher say, Michael Jordan, pay attention. Like Michael Jordan, stop goofing around. Like she would do that.
That's hilarious. So I know that Michael's sort of a family name on my end. Is it a family name for you?
I don't really think so. Like I'm not really sure. Okay. Like my dad mentioned that like maybe the that they got it. They said that I'm not really named after Michael Jordan, but they kind of got a little bit of inspiration because like so there's a story that when my mom was giving birth at the hospital, they actually had the playoff games on, and the Chicago Bulls were playing the Utah Jazz, and my dad's a huge Utah Jazz fan, but he was watching, and like my mom was getting pissed because even the doctor who was supposed to be delivering the baby was distracted by the game, so they kept both like looking up at the TV, watching the game, and they left the remote control out of my mom's reach, so she couldn't shut it off. And
That's hilarious.
So like she kept getting upset. She's like, you need to pay attention. Like this is serious. This is my first child. Come on. So, yeah.
And how about nicknames, sir?
So pretty much only nicknames that I have. So people sometimes call me Jojo because that's what my younger nieces and nephews that when they were like first learning to speak that they couldn't say my name all the way, and so they just say like Jojo, and so I have that nickname. And then my parents always called me Big J for some reason, or they call me Big J Jacoby for some reason. That one, the Jacoby part, I think came more from my dad. He liked to just kind of make up funny names for people, so he just came out of that out of left field. So
I know I kind of call you J Dog.
Yeah, so
I've been calling you J Dog for a long time now.
Yeah, so I've had that one. I'm actually through a lot of friends that they actually have called me that quite a bit. Yeah.
And how about your parents' names?
My parents' names are Clyde and Kelly Anderson.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, how many candles on your last birthday cake?
So on my last birthday cake, I had 15 candles. So I'm not yet an adult yet. I'm still just working my way through puberty.
You're so young still.
Yep. So, yeah. So just a wee little whippersnapper. but no, my last cake there was 35. I don't know if I actually put 35 on the candle, but I mean on the cake.
I feel like anything more like since I just turned 30 myself, I feel like any more than like 20 candles, I feel like you're asking for almost a house fire.
Yeah. That's definitely a fire hazard. Usually they just go with the 3 and the 5 and just put the little number candles.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then switch it around because really you're actually 53.
Right. Yeah.
Drink unicorn blood, and that's how you look so young.
Yep. I'm actually a unicorn vampire, so
yeah,
I drink the blood of unicorns. Yep.
Okay, well then date you regularly, blow them out. Your birthday.
So my birthday is April 30th, 1985. So if you do the math, that's 35.
How about pets?
So the only pet we have is we have a little frog. So we used to have some betta fish. We had one betta fish in a tank, and we named him Donatello. But then we had a frog, and apparently, if you get it's called an African dwarf frog. So it's this little frog that mostly swims underwater, and they can actually live in peace with Japanese fighting fish with the betta fish. And so we had them living together, but the betta fish died about a year ago. But the frog's been doing great, so we still have the frog. But in the past, though, I had a couple dogs. I had 2 black labs over. Well, not at the same time. I always had only one dog at a time, but I had a black lab or 2 black labs. Then I had one, I think that was a chocolate lab, and then I had one other dog that I actually can't remember what type of dog he actually was. Remember that we just called him Ricky. He was a rescue dog. But then my most recent dog that I had was a black lab named Max. He died about 5 years ago, and then we've had so many cats. Like we have really bad luck with cats. Like we've had cats die in like just crazy ways, and we even picked up some kind of wild cats that are kind of feral that we just found on the side of the road that are just kind of really skittish. But then we've also had some cats that are super friendly, but but then they either seem to just die or they run away. We've actually had a couple that have just run away.
So you guys, I'm not going to say obviously where you live, but I know that also could be because I know your family kind of lives out in the country a little bit,
yep. So
and you're right
so
next to a busy road.
yeah, so I grew up in the great town of Eagle, Idaho, which is an awesome place, and so I'm kind of out toward the foothills a little bit, and just out in the country. So we've had a lot of animals. We've had wild animals. I've seen coyotes out there. I've seen deer. I've seen foxes. I've seen badgers. Even I've seen all kinds of stuff. So it's been crazy.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So how about your hair color?
My hair color, I'd just say brown, probably more like dark brown a little bit, because I think that just a kind of mix of my parents, because my dad has black hair, my mom has blonde hair, so it kind of meets in the middle and I have brown hair.
Right, which is why your hair is kind of definitely almost black at time. I feel like.
Yes, yeah, it kind of matches my dad's hair a little more closely, I think.
How about your eye color, sir?
My eye color, I just call it hazel, but it's kind of like bluish green, and so I just came up with hazel to make it sound kind of like.
Well, I feel like it definitely kind of changes too with your mood. And which I've always been super jealous of that, dude. I have like one eye color.
Yeah, so when I was born, I had blue eyes, and then probably about when I was a teenager, I actually had green eyes, and now they're kind of in between, which is kind of interesting.
And how about piercings, sir? Do you have any piercings?
I have 0 piercings. No, sorry, I'm not brave enough for that. No.
Right? I don't. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm really not brave enough for that. How about tattoos, sir?
No, I definitely don't have a giant eagle on my back, like carrying a flamethrower and an American flag and everything. That's like the most American thing, like in a giant monster truck. No, I definitely don't have that.
He does.
Yeah, right. No,
he's actually a tattoo model. He's featured in a lot of your famous tattoo magazines. Yeah,
right. So,
Blowtorch Eagle Man. That's what you see of it normally.
Yep, exactly. That's like one of my nicknames I forgot to mention.
Exactly.
But
just don't tell anybody.
Right. But actually, I don't have any tattoos just because I think tattoos are just way too permanent. So I mean, I respect anyone who tattoos, and like that might work awesome for you, but for me, like I feel like if I one day regret it, it might be a bit of a problem for me. So.
I've always thought about it, but I'm kind of like with the piercings. Is like I'm too much of a girl. Like as we talked about in the last show, it's like there are so many things that I think I'd want, but I don't do well with pain.
Right.
Like I think I'd be there just like crying in the chair while getting tattooed. Let's see. How about your birthplace, sir?
So I was born in Provo, Utah. So for anyone who was Mormon or knows anybody that's Mormon, we call it coming from the factory. So meaning that my mom went to BYU, my dad went to BYU. They met. I'm the oldest child, so I came from the factory where like all the Mormons meet. Pretty much, it's like where they're pumping out Mormon babies down there. So yep, that's fucking straight up. Straight out of the factory.
So your hometown then is Provo, Utah.
Well,
what's your hometown, sir?
Because I only lived in Provo, I think, till I was like 2 years old, and then I've lived all over Utah. I lived in Sandy, Utah, Draper, Utah, and then I moved to Idaho, and so I would call Eagle, Idaho, my hometown because I lived there the longest, and that's probably like whenever I think of home, I just think of Eagle, Idaho.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So tell us, the people, where do you live?
So I'm not gonna give out my exact address because actually, for a split second, I almost thought about giving out the address for my dad's house in Eagle, Idaho, which I don't want to do that to him. But we'll just say that I live in Spokane, Washington now. We just moved here. My wife got a pretty solid job offer here to be a manager at Five Guys Burgers, and so we're doing that, and then my work.
They live in the woods in a cabin with 1,000 cats.
Yeah, right. Yep, that's it. Yep, 1,000. Well, some are wild, some are tame. Yeah. But yep.
And so I know, like, I know what this question is trying. Okay, so
yeah.
where did you grow up, and what was it like for you?
So
You said the question says, "What did you grow up, and what
oh
was
yeah,
it like for
sorry.
you? Did you grow up from a turtle and then become a
Yeah.
human being?"
What did you? Yeah. I evolved from a monkey, and now I became a human. I went from an ape. No, but no, but I well, that's a typo on our end. But anyways,
Dude, you're
I grew, so I grew up mostly in Eagle, Idaho, but I moved to Eagle in 1995 when I was 12. So I definitely have a pretty good memory from living in Utah. But for me, when I lived in Utah, we obviously we didn't have any social media. Nobody had cell phones back then, really. I mean, and so I really tried to keep track or to keep contact with a lot of friends there. But like really like just a weird thing. So I remember about 10 different friends that I was friends with there. So I doubt anyone or any of them are ever going to see this, but I had my friend Matt Romero, I had Josh Lewis, I had Michael Weeks, I had I can't remember. Matt and Jake Alter. Those are some of my like childhood friends. But I've not been able to find any of those guys on social media. So I mean,
Well, dude, we'll have to see if I can't help you find them, because I
yeah, because that'd
actually,
be
as I
awesome.
said, man, we were talking last time, man. There's usually a group out there for your school, or where you went to, or you can kind of search via your school, and then you can find that peer, and then you can find that person.
Yeah, we'll have to try it out for sure. That'd be awesome to connect with someone.
Oh yeah.
I also had another friend. My name was Tony. I had another friend named David. So there's a lot of them out there. But anyways, I lived there from Provo when I was 2 years old. Then I moved to Sandy, and we lived there maybe like about 4 years or so. And then we moved to Draper, Utah, and actually, so that the house that I lived in Draper, Utah has been there. I want to say almost 100 years. It's been there a really long time. So it's a really old house to where they actually made it as a historical landmark. So if you actually go there, there's a plaque with all of our names on there that
really,
yeah, like talks about that we lived there, and it mentioned the people that lived there before us and the people that live there now. Yeah, which is like really cool. Yeah, and there's also a movie that was filmed when I was living there. It's called The Buttercream Gang. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of The Buttercream Gang, but that movie was literally filmed like on my street, and our house was almost in the movie, but for some reason they decided to use the house across the street from us, and that movie was like one of the like main locations for the movie, but they never got any shots of our movie. There's some parts you can kind of see our field there. My mom used to board horses, and so we I think you can see it just a little bit of that, but that's about it. So
that's cool.
But as far as my childhood, so the rest of it was in Eagle, Idaho, and I had a really great childhood. Like I felt like I got along really well with my family and my friends. Like it was a like really no serious problem. When I first moved to Idaho, like it was a pretty big transition, and so I felt like maybe a little bit there were some kids that like tried to bully me and when I was in school, but like I didn't really take it too seriously, and like they're just kind of like going after the new kid and just kind of like you're different than the rest of us, so we're gonna make fun of you and we're gonna call you out and all this stuff. And like I was kind of still going through like the like awkward phase that like everyone goes through.
Awkward growing phase, yeah.
Yeah, like the kind of like between the at the end of elementary school until like the beginning of high school. Usually, like the middle school years are always like the most awkward years.
Oh
So yeah, so like they tried to bully me, but I didn't really let it affect me. So I never didn't really even bother me. So,
Good.
but yeah,
Sounds like you
yeah.
had
Had a good time then.
yeah, yep.
Let's see. So you kind of briefly touched on it, and I kind of know this obviously because I've been friends with you, I'd say, for a long time now, definitely
Yeah.
more than 10 years. What is your relationship with your family like?
So my relationship's great. So like, so me and my siblings, we're all each other's best friends. We get along super well. So like whenever we spend time together, we always look forward to it. We always try to at least have at least 2 extended time periods together where we can get to spend like a week together every year, and then even more if we can do it. But it just depends on work and everyone's stuff they got going on. But yeah, and I had great parents. I'll just say, like, I don't want to get into it too much because I don't think my mom wants me to say a whole lot. But like, I don't think anyone else in my family really cares. But my parents are recently divorced, so that and it happened very recently. Probably like I don't even know if it's actually official yet, but they are separated, and that's because my mom. I'm not putting her under the bus. She's great. She didn't do anything wrong. My dad didn't do anything wrong. Nobody did. They just kind of just came to that point in their relationship where they just kind of moved in a different direction. We'll just say,
Right.
But I still absolutely love them both to death. I don't really have any bias towards one or the other. I see them all equally. And even when we have family get-togethers, both parents are always there. They always come and like
That's awesome.
They're there together for the
Yeah.
family. Yeah.
As I said, I've been very fortunate to be obviously friends with you and by being friends with you, being friends, I feel like with your whole family as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I always enjoy being included, like in the family, like breakfasts or lunches, or it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, because like that's one thing too. Like whenever any of us we'll have friends, we always bring them home to the family. We always like always we'll include friends in a lot of our family get-togethers and things like that. So like we know all each other's friends like super well. So they're all all of our friends are just like part of the family. So
right, exactly. That's obviously the same way my folks are the same way too.
Yep,
I remember like I'd bring friends home. My mom would be like, "Well, we're making extra dinner. Let them know they're welcome to stay, of course."
Yeah, right. Yep, exactly.
Let's see. So, been in love? If so, who?
So yeah, this one I just kind of skipped over.
I mean, I know the answer. Obviously, we've both been through a lot, but at the same time, I know you met your forever. Shannon and you guys are perfect for one another.
Oh yeah. So for some of the people that are married, I just skipped over it. But I usually kept this discussion to the single people. But I don't mind answering it. So I feel like I've been in love several times. But like I'm with my wife that I love more than anything in this world, and so I'm just completely 100% happy with her, and like she's awesome. She's she's the most attractive person to me. She's the most fun that I have with. Just pretty much anything that you can think of that comes along with a great marriage, a great relationship. We have that. I mean, everyone has their little arguments here and there, but besides those little things, I mean, we have a great relationship. So yeah, I just say that. I mean, I have had other ones in the past, but I'm not gonna. I've been doing here. All right.
Yep, and the same thing with my wife. She's at the end of the day, it's like. I love spending time with her. I love just even if it's just like her playing her games or whatever. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, right. Yep.
It really is. Feel very fortunate to have that. Have you ever been to Africa?
I have not been to Africa. I would definitely want to go someday, but I've never been. I've always wanted to go to South Africa. Just because they speak English there, and I don't have to worry about another language.
And they have a cool English accent too.
Yeah, right. They really do. But also I wouldn't mind. I'm going. I'm on a safari, so like going to like
Oh, that would be
Tanzania
awesome.
or like Kenya or something, doing a safari.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, there's this guy who when I was a missionary for my church, I was in East New Mexico in a little town called Clovis, and there's this guy who's super rich because he was the only lawyer in that small town, and he was super successful. He won all his cases, so he got to go on the safari to Tanzania, and got to shoot like Cape Water buffalo and then some zebras and like pretty crazy stuff. And so he was showing us pictures, and then they shot 50 caliber rifles with like big old giant like bullets in them, and which is pretty cool. So
That's
I wouldn't
so
mind
cool.
doing something like that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever been toilet papering?
So this question is actually a really loaded question for me because I've been toilet papering more times than I can probably count. I've been so
Me
many
too.
times.
But I know
So
we've been toilet papering together, so
yeah, right. So me and a couple of friends, we had a time period during high school that where like we literally went toilet papering every weekend. Like so, we had a
Right.
little group, and we actually called ourselves the yard rapers because we just go rape people's yards pretty much. That's what we called it. And we had a little fake gang sign, which was a fake bird. So we'd be like, "Yard rapers unite," and we all put the fake finger up, and then we'd all like unite with our little fake bird. But yeah, like we did some
I
like
make like
crazy.
tweet sounds. What does the bird sound like?
There's no real sound to it. It's just more of a
Okay.
symbol. But yeah, we've had some crazy time. And the funny thing is, so my friend Ben Blessing, who I met from Mark, he just knew all these people. He wanted to always toilet paper. I mean, sometimes we'd do like a friend or two of me or Mark's, but it's mostly just people Ben knew. And like he was in marching band. He's in the orchestra. He knew like all these different people. He knew people on the football team because he would be at all the games. So we would go and we would toilet paper all these like houses. We wouldn't just toilet paper them. We would like massacre these houses. Like I felt so bad for someone. So like
Yeah.
there's this one house. So the worst one that we ever got, we used over. I think it was over like 300 rolls of toilet paper, just crazy amount because they never woke up. So we just kept going for hours and hours. And then,
Right.
so at the end, we took lard and we smeared lard all over their garage door. Then we took flour and we put it all over their driveway and their walkway. We took saran wrap and saran wrapped all their plants. So basically like suffocated their plants. We took instant oatmeal and we spread it all over their grass. So when the sprinklers comes on, it's going to turn into oatmeal. we took happy birthday streamers also with the toilet paper, and we put happy birthday streamers all over. We took forks. We also forked their yard with plastic forks everywhere. And then for some reason we got a head of cabbage and we put it on their welcome mat. And then Ben, for some reason, we made a little birthday cake out of lard with some candles, and he put it on the doorknob of their front door, and then he got a card that said inside it said, "We're so glad you finally found Jesus in your life," but then he wrote happy bar mitzvah because they were actually Jewish, so they don't believe in Jesus. So that's really even funnier. And then I said,
Oh.
well, so then to top it all off, we thought we'd already gotten this house like way too harshly, like way over the top. So he knew another house in the same night. So Ben had been to this wedding. And he got a wedding cake, and he had this wedding cake sitting in the back of his car for literally like 6 months, like just like sitting and like cooking in the
Ew.
in the back of his car. So we went to this other house and we stuffed it in their mailbox. Like the whole entire cake in a mailbox.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah. So yeah, but like we were bad.
Oh, dude.
Like,
Yeah.
we would do things like there's another time where we took all the tape on the inside of a VHS cassette tape and like all the black tape, and we use that instead of toilet paper, and just cover their house in like the film from the inside of a VHS. And then we did another one where we actually yarned somebody's house. So we took yarn and we literally tied it to every single tree branch, like to their front door, to their car door, to like every single thing in
Oh my gosh!
their entire yard. And then we wrote in shaving cream on the driveway. We wrote "bust out your scissors," and then we just left them on a pair of scissors so we could go around and they could start cutting everything. Yeah, we got pretty creative. So
that's awesome. So then, anyway, yes, you meant toilet paper again a little bit.
Yes, yes, I definitely have.
So I think I already know this answer. Have you ever been drunk, sir?
I've never been drunk. That's one of the things that's a little more of a religious thing for me, but also just
choice.
For my own personal health, is that I've never even had even one drop of alcohol in my life. I never have. Like I remember like telling certain people that, and like a lot of people, they don't believe me. They're like, "No way, there's no way you've never had any alcohol." But it's true. I've never had even one drop of alcohol. So
awesome.
So hopefully I can take that to my grave and be something to be.
Oh, absolutely, man. I think it's definitely something to be proud of, man, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. People that inspire you or make you really happy.
Yeah. So people that inspire me, actually have a few notes because I don't want to leave some people out, but definitely my family. So like they're always a huge inspiration, and actually not just my immediate family, a lot of extended family, like both grandparents on my mom and my dad's side are definitely very inspirational. Especially my grandpa Anderson on my dad's side. He's passed away. He's one of my only grandparents that have passed away, but he passed away probably like was a little older. Like he probably passed away about 10 years ago. So I mean, I knew him up until I was about 25 or so, and he was just one of the most spiritual people that I've ever met before. He was just super kind. Like whenever you're around him, you just felt this warmth and like a radiance that just made you feel happy to just be around him. Like he just always wanted to just like sit there and just talk to him, just like hear stories. Like he was in the military. He served in World War II. He actually was in Iwo Jima. So like the famous shot of them lifting all the flags up. He didn't actually lift the flags up, but he showed up like not too long after that. And then he also was near Hiroshima after they dropped the atomic bomb. So that's like a pretty crazy thing.
Wow.
And,
yeah.
And the crazy thing is he didn't really talk about it for years and years and years. And we'd ask him about it. He'd just say, "Oh, I was just a cook on a ship. I didn't really do anything that special, you know." But then finally, we finally got it out of him. Remember, I wasn't actually there though. My mom just always tells me the story of it, that my mom actually asked him. And then there's one day that he's kind of opened up and he just kind of broke down, and like he was in tears, just like talking about all the stuff that he had to see and everything that he experienced it. But I guess he just never really wanted to talk about it. So yeah. So he's definitely one of my people that inspire me. And then I also say you, Chris, like you're one of my best friends. Like, and I always think you always have just like, well, like you're very outgoing all the time. You go up to people and you're always able to make friends like super fast, super easily. You just kind of are able to relate to people super well, and you're super just like high on life and just happy to like get interested in all the things they're interested too, you know. So yeah, I always like that. So
same to you, man. You've always been one of those friends who I think, you know, as I said in the other show, is like who I feel like you can count on like one hand of those friends who, you know, you've been through crap together, and you know you can be like, you know, go to hell or whatever, and then you're good. You're good.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
We definitely had those moments, but then at the end of the day, we're always good. So
absolutely. Yep. Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Your personal heroes, dead or alive?
So yeah, I want to include some people not from the last question that like a little bit a different. So like one of them is this guy I went to a church with. His name is Brother Firmage. So it's actually his name is Ken Firmage. We could call him Brother
Yeah.
Firmage in the church. But like he was just an inspirational person to me. Like he was like he. Well, so he first became one of my youth group leaders. So and so we go on a lot of camp outs together, and we would like have a lot of activities at his house, at other places, and then he was just like super supportive of even me becoming an Eagle Scout. He was like super supportive of that, and like just like one of those people that just always willing to give the shirt off his back for like literally anyone, and he always had like the best advice, and whenever I talked to him or like got any advice from him, like it always came from like a real place of just love and like kindness, and like you could just tell how much that he cared. You could see it, and you could see it like literally like in his demeanor, like in his voice, the way that he spoke to people, just like I don't know, like he really like literally changed my my life in a lot of ways. So like he was a huge influence.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, dude.
Yeah.
And can I just jump in here and say something? Sorry,
Yeah.
I kind of triggered something myself, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
amazed
sure.
I did not mention your dad on my last show, because your dad, from like job searching, from like investment advice, from everything else in my life, I've kind of gone to your dad and kind of asked him for advice. And he's always been there, as you said, with love and open and just kindness. And it's been absolutely nothing but just incredible. And I also look up to your dad. I mean, he's successful. He also is like, he's down to earth. He's hilarious.
Yeah, right.
So it goes to show to me that you can be a real person. Okay. You can wear your heart kind of on your sleeve like he does and be successful. And I love it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely that way for me too. I would say for sure. And like also, one other quick thing I want to mention about Brother Firmage. So he was my youth group leader, but then also he became the bishop of our ward. Then he also like went even higher. He became a stake president, and then now he's what's known in the LDS Church as a general authority now. They actually made him
that's
general
awesome.
So, yeah, so they have a quorum of the 70, and then they have a quorum of the 12, which is obviously like the 12 apostles,
right?
That, like, Jesus had. So like he's in the quorum of the 70. So like basically like he's in charge of a certain area. I don't know exactly what his area is that he's over, but they literally split the quorum of the 70 over the entire world. So like each one has like different parts of the world. Like some's in America, some's in some other countries, and so they're just kind of over that part of the world. They like travel there a lot. They'll speak in that particular area. They'll kind of oversee and make sure that part of the church is actually successful and doing everything that they need to do to be successful and like have all the resources that they need, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's been doing that. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I'm talking about an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah, right. And then some other of my personal here. One of them is a guy I don't even really know him all that like personally very well, but my family knows him super well, and I've had some correspondence through the mail, kind of online. But another guy from our church, his name's Brother Cooley. So like the reason why I add him to it is because I would not even have a vehicle without him. So like basically I was in a car wreck a few years back, and so I had to go about 6 months without a car, kind of hoofing it to work on the bus and like walking and all that stuff. And then so my dad had this car that he wasn't using anymore. It was a 2001 Toyota, or no 2001 Honda Accord. And so he had the car that was just sitting in his driveway for a few years. It wasn't even running. And my mom, I think, had actually even backed out with her car into the car once, and so like it kind of had a little damage to it. But then they found out that the next door neighbors had the exact same car, same year, same make, same model, everything. So they literally let him use all the parts for it to help rebuild the car. But my dad only knows I'm only so much about cars. He's not a real car guy, but
Right.
but the brother Cooley from my family is Ward. He knows a lot about cars. So like he would come over every single day for like months, and he would work on the car to help restore it, just for the fact that he knew that I needed a car. The thing is, I didn't even really know the guy. I didn't even know him all that well, but because he knew my family and he trusted them so much and became such a good friend. He just said that he was willing to do it, and so he restored it. And it's the car that I have today that I drive to and from work. And without him, I wouldn't have it. So yeah, yeah. So like for someone to just go out of their
Right.
way to do something like that, it's like really awesome, I think.
Oh yeah.
And then also some more of them. I'll just kind of list all the rest just kind of quickly. So one of them is my favorite athlete of all time, Kevin Garnett. He's my favorite basketball player. Just someone I've always looked up to. There's another guy. His name's Charlie Kirk. So he's a conservative guy. He has his own radio show, and you can find him online. But of anyone politically, like in the entire world, he's probably the number one person that I agree with, and I feel like a lot of the things that he says and that he kind of stands for are like pretty inspirational to me. So I really like him. And then also I even put these two guys. So Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, I would put them on there just because like they're doing like so like if I could have any job in this entire world, one of them would be like doing like big special effects for some big budget Hollywood movies. But so that's a pretty hard job to come by. Like my next thing is just be on YouTube, just like making funny videos. Like they do all they do like food testing. They do like just pranks. They do like I don't know, just all kinds of just crazy things to each other and just kind of, and they're hilarious. Like so like they've even gone on tour where they've done some stand up and like they've written songs. So like a lot of things that like I would really like to do like as a career, like for my ultimate career. So yeah, so I look up to them. I also look up to Christian Harloff. He's the chairman of the Movie Trivia Schmodown. He's the guy that pretty much created all of it. And also I got to give a little shout out to one of his best friends, Mark Ellis. He's a stand-up comedian too, and like they kind of partnered together to create the Schmodown. But like Christian Harloff, I feel like kind of like was the brains behind it all, though. Like so like just everything that he's able to make to this with this incredible community that like it even really helped me out with my YouTube career, getting people out of the Schmodown community to be on some of my videos and he has a morning show on the Schmodown Entertainment Network, so they call it SEN Live, and every morning you can watch that at Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. So like I want to give a shout out to that because it's like a super funny and entertaining show. And then probably the only other one that I could say is I'd say Michael Jordan, because to a lesser extent, like I'm like kind of named after him, sort of a little bit.
Right.
And also like he's the greatest. Like he's the greatest to ever play the game. He's like one of the like greatest athletes to like ever live, in my opinion. And like his work ethic, if I can say it right, like the way that he just works so hard. Like he was the first one at practice, the very last one at off the court, and like he always took things, and whenever he struggled with anything, like he'd always build upon it, use it as like fuel to become better at it, to just like work harder and become like better at anything. And so like even took like not so he didn't, well, like it's a famous story that like he didn't make his high school basketball team the first 2 years, and so he used that as a fuel. So when his senior year came, not only did he make the team, he went out and freaking dominated. Like he just like was a star player, and then he took that to college and then into the NBA. So like that's a pretty inspirational thing to me. So that'd be all my heroes. It's kind of a lot.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude. Jordan was incredible, man. He really, really was. And I just love how, and as you said, his work ethic and just like his stick-to-itiveness, because you know how, okay, so hard sometimes it is to maybe you like to do something, but it's hard to keep like practicing. It's hard to keep doing that thing
Yeah, right.
sometimes,
You're,
So I think it's
you're right.
incredible.
Yeah, sometimes like life isn't easy. Sometimes things get hard, or if you're doing the same thing day in and day out, it can get a little repetitive, a little stale, a little boring, But like he just loved the game of basketball so much that like he just wanted to just continue playing. He even retired at times, but he loved the game so much that he came back to play again. And then and like he would take things. So like he would do a lot of trash talking. That's another thing that I really like about him. Like so there. So there's a famous story where he was playing against they're playing against the Boston Celtics when they had Larry Bird on the team, and so he asked one of the referees. He said, "What's the highest amount of points that have ever been scored in this building?" And then he like told them, and we said, I can't remember what the exact number is, but let's just say that like it was 45 points in the game. He said, "All right, I'm going to beat that tonight." And he comes out and he scores over 50 points. Like he just dominates. It's just like crazy.
Unbelievable.
I know those numbers aren't exact, but they're close.
Right.
Like
they're close. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So So he's definitely awesome. But anyways, that's kind of long answer for that one.
No, that's all right, man. That's at the end of the day, dude. That's what it's all about, man. We're getting to know you.
Yep.
So name something that makes you unique, unusual, or different.
So probably the only thing I can think of is that I have a stutter. So it's something that I was born with. It's something that runs in my family, and so you'll see that like sometimes I have a hard time saying certain words or like starting certain sentences, and so it may even look like I'm a little nervous. Usually, I'm not always nervous. I mean, sometimes I am, but not always. And so I have that, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else though. I mean, I can't really think of like too much else. I haven't really I don't know. I haven't really had anything too crazy. I've had some like oral surgery. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm gonna try to see if I can let's see. Well, on my neck here, on the side, you can see like right there.
Yeah.
The little like mark there. So I've always had really like super sensitive teeth and gums. I actually went for a long time with not having very good front teeth and because of my amazing family, mostly my brother Trent. I gotta give a shout out to Trent that like he raised some money, so I was able to get my teeth fixed. But the little mark there though, years ago, it's probably like 10, 15 years ago, I had a really bad infection to the point where my whole entire cheeks like they filled up with fluid, and so so I literally looked like a chipmunk, and so I had to go and have some emergency oral surgery, and they had to drain everything out through my neck. So like it's in my mouth, but they had to drain it through my neck through a little tube in my neck. So like that was a weird feeling. I was obviously unconscious for the whole thing, but then I had to go back a few weeks later and get everything flushed out one last time just to make sure it's all clean and everything's healing right. And like I was awake for that, and I could feel cold stuff coming from my mouth through my neck. That was
that must hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's probably about it for that one.
Okay. Where do you work / go to school?
So I don't
school doesn't really apply right now, obviously. But I guess where did you go to school then? I guess maybe that.
Yeah, so I'm going to school currently. I'm actually thinking about going back to school and taking a few classes. I really want to learn how to do all the coding for like apps, and because I have some like pretty good ideas to build some apps. So there's that. But I went to a few months at Boise State. I only went for 6 months, and I got my CNA license. And I was like, all right, I don't want to go to school anymore. I already got my CNA license. I'm done. So I like basically just did like the bare minimum to be able to get it. But I got my CNA license, and I worked in the medical field for about 10 years. So I did that. But then, but currently I work for a company that's called Premium Retail. So basically we do merchandising for a whole a whole bunch of different stores in the area. So so like the last few days, I was at a Rite Aid resetting all their cosmetics, and then we've gone to like Ulta Beauty, but we even go to like Target, Walmart, even Best Buy. Like we go like
Very cool.
we go pretty much wherever they need some product resets. So we do all the resets. We put out new product. We even build some of the displays that you see in the stores. We'll do a lot of that stuff.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. How about your favorite color?
My favorite color has always been in kind of like a dark blue, which I just call it midnight blue.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a name that I kind of made up, kind of, but yeah, I just say that.
Well, I mean,
or dark blue.
I'm wearing a dark blue shirt. I'm wearing a dark blue hat.
Right.
This is kind of my go-to color as well.
Yeah. Nice. Right
on. What things have made you cry? Books, movies, personal experiences?
Yeah. So for this one, actually, I wrote out a couple things. So I definitely, when it comes to movies, for some reason, I always cry when there's like in movies where dogs die for some reason, like the movie Marley and Me. I like bawled my eyes out watching Marley and Me.
Oh
yeah. Or Where the Red Fern Grows. Definitely cried watching that one. So, and then I mean, even Turner and Hooch a little bit. I think that I shed a couple of tears for that one too. Yeah.
I absolutely ugly cried for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So there's those movies, but then also too, like we really like showings of like really great friendship. So like Lord of the Rings, like the relationship between Sam and Frodo, like where he literally carries them up the mountain and like talks about them growing up together and like all the inspirational words. He has one of the best speeches. I could never be able to repeat it and do it justice, but he has one of the most amazing speeches in there. And then even things like A Boy Meets World too. Like that was one of my favorite shows growing up, and just seeing like the relationship between Corey and Sean and on there, like really,
absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then also too, there's this movie that I've never have been able to even finish because it was just so sad. It's like one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. I was like, what is this movie? Like, how could they even make a movie like this? Like I can't even finish this. So there's a movie that's called My Sister's Keeper, and it has Cameron Diaz, and then it has Abigail Breslin, and then I can't remember who the other daughter is, but essentially Cameron Diaz is the mom, and then so the youngest daughter ends up having some kind of rare disease where she needs bone marrow transplants, and so she has a second daughter, and for the bone marrow transplant, you have to be a certain match. You have to have like a certain, I don't know if it's like a certain blood type or a certain match for bone marrow. I'm not really sure, but so essentially, she has one really sick daughter, one really healthy daughter, and she makes the healthy daughter because she's a minor. So she has to legally do whatever the parents tell her to do. She makes her donate. Bless you, but she makes her donate all of her like huge amounts of her bone marrow to the younger sister, even though she's totally healthy, and it's literally starts to get to the point where it's actually making her very sick and almost killing her to be able to do it. But the parents are forcing her to do it. You just see the mom, Cameron Diaz, just like crying and saying, "Why won't you do this for your sister? Don't you love her?" And it says, "You don't understand. As much as I love her, this is literally killing me. Like I cannot be doing this. You can't make me." So essentially, she finds a way to become emancipated. She hires lawyers to actually sue her parents for doing all this stuff to her. I've never seen all of it because like throughout the whole movie, it's like the mom and the daughter just like screaming at each other, and there's tears and they're crying. I'm like, ugh, that movie's just way too heavy-handed for me. Sorry. So yeah, there's that one, and then there's another movie that's called Charlie. That's a movie that's actually known in the LDS Church, where long story short, this couple, they ended up meeting each other, and and uh, the guy, he's just one of those goody two shoes Mormon guys. But then the girl's kind of like she's not even a member of the Mormon church, and like she's like super edgy and like smokes, she drinks, she gets into trouble all the time, and basically he shows her a better way of life to like kind of just like bring her into the church and like just kind of help her kind of get her life back on the right track. And then they end up falling in love, end up getting married, and then she ends up getting cancer, like and like getting really really sick. You just see him just like everything he has to go through having a spouse that has cancer, and just like and then eventually like there's a spoiler, but she eventually dies. But she dies earlier on, so that's not how the movie ends. The movie actually ends in a different way, which I'm not going to spoil. But in the movie, she died. So it just shows how the husband just deals with it all, and like how he goes through this huge crisis of faith to the point where like he just said like why would God allow this to happen to like such a good person? Why would it? I mean, he was always faithful. He always went to church and did everything he was supposed to, and still happened to him. So that always makes me cry. It's a pretty powerful movie. Definitely Toy Story 3 made me cry because like you have the scene where they're all holding hands as they're getting closer and closer to the incinerator, and then at the end too, having Andy having to pass his toys to the little girl at the end.
Yes,
that always got me. I'm just like, oh, that's so sad. Yep, but and then also
and Toy Story 4 was a major tearjerker. It was
right. Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, that one too. And then also too, out of a personal experience, probably when I left for my mission, I served an LDS mission in West Texas and East New Mexico, and for some reason, I said goodbye to all my siblings, but I had to say goodbye to my brother Trent separately. We ended up giving him a ride to school that morning, and it when he was in middle school, he was going to Eagle Middle School, and for some reason I just remember just like saying goodbye and like dropping him off, and then me and my dad, we were just driving away, and I just broke down into tears for some reason. I started crying, like I'm not going to see him for 2 years. It's just like it's all hitting me now. Like it just kind of hit me then, and I think it was just hitting me, just like saying goodbye to everyone because you're gone for 2 years. And as a missionary, the only time that you're allowed to call home is on Christmas and Mother's Day. That's how it used to be. They since changed that because they had a lot of people getting homesick and a lot of kind of like depression and anxiety. So that I think that missionaries call home once a week now, which is a little bit better, I think. but and then for a book that made me cry. I think that I've only ever cried reading one book in my entire life, and that was the book Unbroken. So I don't know if you ever read that book, but like just like what the main character, like what he went through. So like basically, it like starts out and it's like super happy because when he's growing up, he has to like run away from a lot of bullies growing up. So they find out that he can run super fast, and he actually can run so fast that he's in the Olympics and he actually wins a gold medal in the Olympics. And all this is a true story. So he wins a gold medal, but then shortly after he decides to join the military, gets sent overseas, and they get into some air combat. He was a pilot, and his whole entire squadron ends up getting shot down. They all die except for him, and like he does end up getting shot down, but he doesn't die. Somehow, miraculously, him and everyone on his plane, they actually survive. And so they have a life raft and end up being at sea for 47 days, and they survive it all. So they're at sea. You just see them on the brink of about to just like die. Like they don't really have food. They don't really have water. And then eventually, after 47 days, they end up getting rescued. But when they get rescued, ends up that they get rescued by the Japanese, who during World War II, they were their enemies. And so they take him in, they put him into this POW camp, and they're just torturing him every single day. And then one of the officers finds out, he says, "Oh, it looks like we have an Olympic athlete in our midst." And so he really takes it upon him to make him kind of like a special project where like he gets beaten extra, he gets tortured more. He just goes after this guy just relentlessly, and like and somehow because finally they eventually drop bombs on Japan that like he actually made it out of there, and he made it back home and made it back to his family, who like they thought that their son was dead. Like for 2 years they thought he was dead, and miraculously he just comes back and like he just tells them everything that he went through, and also too I want to say, I don't know if they just made it for the movie or if it was in the book. I can't quite remember, but he had a girl that he was dating at the time, and then
he did.
And he ends up coming back to her, and so yeah, and then after all of it though, like you realize all these things that he went through. He got shot at when he was flying in a plane, and actually killed a couple of people on his plane, but didn't kill him. Then he was at sea for 47 days. He survived that. Then he went in to a POW camp and he survived that. And the POW camp, I want to say he was definitely at the POW camp for over a year. He was there for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
And so like, but the part that always gets me is like he just realizes that like there has to be something more. Like right. This is like an absolute miracle that like he survived all of this and he was able to make it through. And like there's a part in the book where like he just breaks down and like he's just crying. He just like and so you actually find out. And this is one of the things I didn't like about the movie, because in the book he ends up finding God. He ends up becoming a preacher in his church, and he really helps him turn his life around. He ends up going almost going back to the Olympics. He was training for it, but then he found God and he decided to just become a preacher. But in the movie somehow they just glossed over all the religious stuff. They didn't even include it. So I don't really know why, but they just decided not to. So like I definitely like the book way better. But yeah, reading that.
And what's even more amazing is, the reason we have his story, right? The reason we have the movie is because he lived next door to Angelina Jolie.
Oh, really?
Angelina Jolie would
dang.
talk to her neighbor, nice older gentleman, and they would talk, and he apparently opened up to her about his experiences slowly, and then she's like, "This is amazing. You have to write this down.
Yeah, you have to share this. Yeah.
You have to share this with the world." Yeah. And I think probably like a lot of people that serve, he probably said something like, "Oh, it wasn't a big deal. I just stepped up to do my duty." But yeah, what he did was unbelievable. Yeah. What he went through was just incredible.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone going through so much and like surviving it all while like everyone around them's not surviving it. It's kind of like crazy. It's like,
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, and also Angelina Jolie directed the movie. So
yes, so that would be why.
Which is cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But anyways, that's what's made me cry.
Awesome. Have you ever been in a car crash?
So yeah, I've been in 2 car crashes. So, but one I was driving, but for some reason, so like I was in a turn lane and I was getting ready to merge into the turn lane next to me. So like one of those intersections where you have a left-hand turn, but you have 2 turn lanes, kind of like a little bit of a bigger intersection, and it's right by the freeway off ramp. So this guy comes barreling off the freeway, and when you come off the freeway, you're supposed to yield to all the traffic. They didn't have any stop signs. They didn't have any traffic lights. You just come off the freeway and you just go. And so he just came barreling off. And so like my car was here. The guy came off the freeway over this way. He comes all the way around my car and then hit me on the driver's side. I don't know how that's even possible.
Wow.
But the cops said that it was my fault. There was an unsafe lane change, so the insurance wouldn't cover it, and it's pretty much like a total car, pretty much. And I'm not gonna get too much into this part of it, but but we got really scammed by the tow truck driver too. Like you got to be really careful. I always warn people whenever there's any kind of a wreck, be very wary of tow truck drivers because they're like vultures waiting for those accidents to happen, and they'll just get you to just like basically he was like saying. He's like, so I've been doing this tow truck driving for about 20 years, and I've seen so many different accidents, and I can already tell you now that your car's totaled. It's not going to run. It's going to take you thousands of dollars to repair it. So, what I can do for you is I'll waive my towing fee, and because you guys live in an apartment complex, I already know that apartment, they don't allow any wrecked cars to sit in the parking lot for over 24 hours. They'll just have it towed. So you're gonna have it towed anyways. And if we have to tow it back to our towing yard, it's gonna be a $200 fee to be able to get it out of there. So the best thing that you can do at this point is I'll waive my fee, and then on top of it, I'll give you $50 for the car. And so like we just really felt, well, like what else are we gonna do? Like this is kind of a really tough situation. This is our only car. We don't have any other vehicle, and so we just ended up signing it over. And I think it's one of the dumbest things we could have possibly done. I think that tow driver completely scammed us, and actually had a really nice sound system that was installed in that car. But he was like, well, I only have an hour to do it because it's already later in the day. Our towing yards and it is going to be closed in an hour, and then you're gonna have to pay no matter what. So you have an hour to figure this out. So I was able to get my subwoofer out of there. I had a really nice subwoofer, but I left all the other speakers, the amp that I had, all that stuff. So I lost all that. That was a total loss. So that was one car accident, and nobody got hurt. Luckily, so that's good. But then the only other one is when I was with my friends Mark and Shay. So Shay was actually driving, and we were in Meridian over off of Fairview, over by the Meridian, Fred Meyers, over by like Fairview and Locust Grove over there, and we were out early, just going to look at some garage sales early in the morning, and we're getting ready to turn over into Fred Meyers, and it's one of those things where there was 2 lanes and then a turn lane that we had to cross over to get into the Fred Meyers parking lot. And so we had 2 people stop, and they're waving us over, but then the guy in the turn lane that actually ended up hitting us, he came barreling just super fast down. He wasn't paying attention. Essentially just T-boned us, and I was a little scared. I was sitting in the back, but the hit right on the passenger side door where Mark was sitting, and so I thought something serious was maybe going to happen, but actually luckily nobody got hurt, but the car got totaled. And I remember that Shay was just crying afterwards because it actually wasn't her car, it was her dad's car, and he said, she kept saying, for some reason, the very last thing that my dad said before he went out the door is just please don't drive on Fairview Road. I know how busy that road gets. I know that it's it can be kind of dangerous. So please don't drive over there. You can drive it anywhere else, but don't drive on Fairview. But then we went driving on Fairview,
wow.
and that's where the accident happened. So yeah, is that kind of crazy?
Absolutely. Hey,
those are my 2 cars.
I know we're literally right in the middle of recording. I need to call my wife.
Oh yeah, sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, I
might even answer one or 2 questions without you here, maybe.
All right. Well, I'm going to go mute, I guess. Let's just mute it, okay?
Go ahead. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell Chris where I left off. Some of these questions are just a little simpler questions, but so there's one that, excuse me, says anything weird or unusual you're obsessed with or have to have done. Kind of just pretty much the only thing I can think of is something that I've actually mentioned on some of the other interviews that I've done, but the only weird thing that I can think of is that when I go to sleep at night, I always have to have all of the closet doors closed. I mean, all the doors, so like including the bedroom door, I'd have to have them all closed. I'm not really afraid of anything. Like it's just one of those weird things that if I don't have them all closed, my mind just starts racing. Like it's just these are really weird things. So yeah, and it's kind of been that way all my life. Like my family, when I was growing up, we had a bonus room that my dad converted into a TV room, and whenever we go to watch TV, like whenever someone went in or out, I always say, make sure that you close the door. You have the door closed, and so that was just one of those weird things. So the next one says croutons or bacon bits on a salad. I don't really eat salad. I yeah. I mean, probably I'd just go with bacon bits, but like I don't really eat salads, so I don't like lettuce, I don't like tomato, I don't like any of that. So like basically, I was just answering 2 questions, Chris. Now that you're back,
Yeah,
but,
I'm back.
But I answered anything weird or unusual done, and then I also answered croutons or bacon bits, and so I went with bacon bits. So I just think croutons are nasty pieces of like stale bread that are just like, why do you need rock hard bread on your on your salad? No, like I'm good.
All right, so then 2-door or 4 doors on a car?
For me, definitely 4-door. My dream car, which we're gonna get to, on a later question, only has 2 doors, but like I just like just 4 doors for the convenience, and so you can have more room in the back, have more people ride in the car with you, that kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So
that's why I'm nice. That's why I'm so glad that our car now is a 4-door.
Yeah. Like
I love it.
A lot more practical, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Sprite, 7-Up, or Sierra Mist?
Probably out of those 3, I usually end up going with Sprite, but unless it's cherry 7-Up, because I think there is some cherry Sprite, but it's rare to really see it. Like,
oh yeah,
like, you know if they even still make it. But I remember having it one time as a kid. They actually had some at the fountain at this restaurant called Marie Callender's, and so I remember when I went.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually had it there. So, but usually Sprite. I would have to go Sprite.
Oh yeah, I think Sierra Mist like always has kind of a funky taste.
Yeah, but they used to make some that was called the Sierra Mist Cranberry Splash. They make it for like Christmas time. That was amazing. But
that was amazing.
But nowadays Sierra Mist is kind of going out of style, I feel like.
It has.
Yeah.
A blanket or stuffed animal?
So I don't really sleep with any kind of a blanket or stuffed animal. When I was a kid, I definitely had a blanket that I called my Whoopie was the name, and so I think like I had one, and then my brother Aaron had a Whoopie, but then my brother Trent had a blanket he always slept with, but he didn't call it anything. And then Kate didn't really, or Emily, they never really had anything. But I definitely had my Sesame Street blanket that I called Whoopie, and I think probably somewhere I still have a little piece of it because I literally would carry that thing so much, like everywhere. Like basically I was like Linus from
right.
Peanuts.
Oh yeah.
I always had the blanket with me, and like literally until it like disintegrated down to just a little piece of something.
That's awesome.
Yep.
How about a stuffed animal? You never had like a favorite stuffed animal or something as a kid?
No. Well, I kind of had like one. I didn't really sleep with it, but I had this little kind of. I don't even know what kind of animal that even was. I'd call it Edgar, but it's because the Green Bay Packers. So like back in the 90s, they had this guy. His name was Edgar, like Edgar Jones, Edgar something. And he was like Edgar something, but it's in the 90s. Might have been Edgar Brooks. I can't tell remember, but my dad was a Packers fan, so I just named it after him. So I called it Edgar. But anyways, yeah,
That's awesome.
but it kind of looked like sort of like Gonzo from the Muppets, which I don't even know what kind of animal that is, but
Here.
yeah.
Let's see. A favorite ice cream flavor.
So hands down, my favorite ice cream flavor has to be Butterfinger ice cream. So they have one from like Dryers that's like peanut butter swirls and like Butterfinger pieces. That's like really really good. And then also, I'm actually a big fan of rainbow sherbet. So like what I like to do is I like to make sherbet floats. So you take cherry 7-Up and you just pour it over some sherbet ice cream, just pretty much the same way you would with a root beer float. And for me, I always have to get the rainbow sherbet that has lime because like lime's probably my favorite part of rainbow sherbet. So it has to have lime. I can't go with like just the orange or the berry. It's got to have lime.
I always liked Baskin Robbins. I think was the one with the Sierra Mist and the lime sherbet or something like that.
Oh yeah. That's probably.
Remember that? It was so good.
Yeah, that might have been the first place I ever had it, and so now I just do it at home all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Favorite breakfast foods.
So for me, breakfast is by far my favorite meal of the day. I could eat breakfast for like breakfast, lunch, dinner, like all the time. So like actually, some Brenner. Some breakfast for dinner is one of my favorite things, but my favorite breakfast food probably has to be probably waffles, I think, because I've like perfected like a really awesome waffle recipe that's super fluffy. That's actually not really like a Belgian waffle. It's not really that thick. I
like the thinner waffles.
Yeah, it's like thin enough to be just like a regular style waffle, but still has like a really fluffy taste though. I like to it.
Ooh.
So yeah, and then
awesome, man.
Yeah, and then also I eat tons of cereal. Like if you look in my pantry, I literally have probably like 15 boxes on hand all the time. And whenever one runs out, like I always have to go to the store and replace it. So like I was gonna have at least one peanut butter one, probably 2 or 3 peanut butter ones. I was gonna have like a Chex of like some kind. I was gonna have some type of like Cheerios with like apple cinnamon or honey nut, and then I always have to have like some Cinnamon Toast Crunch, some Captain Crunch, and then definitely something fruity, and then usually like some kind of granola type cereal too. So it's like I gotta have pretty much like every cereal. Actually, like one cereal that has been my favorite recently is it's called Post O's. It's like so they're like essentially like a giant puffed up Cheerio that's probably like twice the size of a regular Cheerio, and then in each O has a granola cluster in the middle, which is
Ooh, that sounds actually really really good.
Yeah, it's actually bomb. Yeah, it's like really good.
Favorite non-breakfast foods.
Let's see. Probably my favorite non-breakfast food. So I love macaroni and cheese. That's probably one of my favorite things. I actually almost went to a macaroni and cheese festival, but our plans ended up getting changed. But they had this festival over near Portland that I tried to go to, where they have all these award-winning people that make different kinds of mac and cheese.
So hilarious story. Okay. So I've always known Jordan's loved mac and cheese, okay? He's always kind of been like slightly in denial. He's like, no, mac and cheese is pretty good. I like other stuff. Remember one year I went to they had that cool cooking store over there in the village here in Meridian. And I got Jordan a specialty cookbook for mac and cheese, and he's like, "Bro, I don't really like mac and cheese that much. It's just okay." And I'm like, "Pretty sure you could eat mac and cheese with like every single meal." He's like, "No, I don't like it that much."
I think back then I was in denial of it. Like, I was like, I'm not that obsessed with mac and cheese. And, like everyone that knew me, they're like, no, you kind of are. Like Like you eat it all the time. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true, I guess. And then the more that I
Like
thought,
if we went to the Village movie theater together, they had
no,
the most bomb bacon mac and cheese, and he got it
yes,
every single
yes,
time.
yes,
Like that stuff was
that.
basically crack.
Yep, yeah, they had it with like the longer noodle, like little spiral noodles.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's funny. Okay, I literally was having a conversation with a customer today about mac and cheese. I know how easy it is to make mac and cheese. Okay, and I
Yeah.
know how much better it tastes. All right, but for some reason, I always go with the like lousy Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh yeah. So like
Although
Kraft.
I do like the one with the shapes.
Oh my
The
gosh.
shapes seem to taste better.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So like, well, so yeah, like I definitely love a good Kraft mac and cheese. Even like Annie's, they have some really good like white cheddar mac and cheese. It's like pretty good. But like recently though, I like really perfected actually two different mac and cheese recipes that are homemade. One is with breadcrumbs that you actually bake in the oven, and the other one's just made on the stovetop. So yeah, I perfected those, and then probably one of my other favorite things, if I had to choose. So like so I really love potatoes. So like baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, fried. So like I'm definitely like have that part of Idaho in me with all the potato stuff, and then also too. I really love cheeseburgers too. That's probably one of my other favorite thing. Like for me, like my favorite foods are just all like American style foods. I'm not really big on like foods from other countries or like ethnic food. I mean, I like foods from other countries. I mean, but they're not gonna like rank in my favorites though. I just like good old like the homegrown American foods.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's see. Favorite desserts.
That's my favorite dessert is definitely cheesecake, and especially cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory is like
Oh
like
yeah.
the best. So my favorite kind is um is the Adams peanut butter fudge. That's like so good. But I think actually though, like one of the ones that I was really surprised by. So actually, I tried one of the coconut cheesecakes that they have, and usually I'm not like a huge coconut fan, but it was actually like really really good. Like, I was surprised. So I tried
Wow.
this.
Hello, coconut.
Yep. Tried
So,
this too.
long, mid, or ankle socks?
Let's see. Probably like I usually go with the ankle socks, and usually I just have some white socks for like every day, and then for some reason I switch over to black socks when I work out. I don't know why that is.
Do you have a particular favorite brand of socks? So like for instance, I know some people like Nike. I know some people like. So my go-to, because I swear they're the most comfortable socks, are the Puma socks. I don't know what it is about them.
Oh, I've never tried the Puma socks. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, dude, they are ridiculously comfortable. Yeah.
because I used to wear a lot of Puma shoes like years ago. I used to have like two or three pairs. I don't anymore, but usually I end up going with the Under Armour socks. Usually,
Okay.
because usually like if you go into say like a sporting goods store, like if you go to the mall and you go to like Champ Sports or you go to like the Finish Line, like if you like fill all the different socks and you just fill the material, like the Under Armour ones always feel a little slicker, kind of like
Oh
like
yeah.
they're more kind of like I don't even know what you would even call it, kind of, but it's just like a really
Mhm.
cool filling material. So
Right.
it's always like that. And for me, I always like my socks super tight on my feet. Like it's just like just something that I always like. So I always buy them one size too small because I always notice whenever I buy socks that are actually made to fit my feet, my feet always end up stretching them out to the point where they're just like don't even feel right on my feet.
Oh yeah. Or my problem is like the sock slides down. So if you're wearing
Yes,
shoes, like it
yeah,
literally just like rubs against your heel and it's
yes,
just like
I hate
excruciating
that.
pain.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, I hate that. So yep,
absolutely.
gotta go with the tight socks.
So you kind of already answered this. You kind of said, so what color are your socks? You kind of said white traditional and then black when you're working out. Kind of answer that.
Yeah, like I don't really like go for too many colors, but like although I wouldn't be opposed to like some neon colored socks. I actually think that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be dope.
I actually love neon colors if you can't tell by my shirt here.
Right, a little bit.
Yeah. So but like I usually like I don't have too many funky color one. I, I have a few pairs of some long socks that people have just bought for me for like gifts. So I have some Captain America socks that are like pretty cool. There's some long ones. I have some Ninja Turtle ones that are longer, and then I have some Seahawks ones. Since I'm a Seahawks fan, just a few like that. And then obviously, if it gets really cold out, I definitely have some of those wool socks that you can wear when it's like super cold. So I've got a few pairs of those, but I don't usually wear them too like that often.
Let's see. How about your favorite holiday?
So my favorite holiday is just kind of like boring, like the go-to. My favorite holiday is Christmas. I just love the whole season. I love the whole feeling. I love listening to Christmas music and just everything that's involved with the holiday season, and then just like celebrating the birth of Christ, just all that stuff. I just like really like all that stuff.
In the same way, it's absolutely just an awesome time. So let's see. Favorite time of the year?
Well, my favorite time of the year is probably fall. That's always been my favorite season. Usually, kind of like the end of September, like through like October. That time of year, because I like it because like I always got to make the little cheesy quote from Miss Congeniality. She's like, "It's not too hot, it's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket." but so that is true, but also I just like when you kind of get into Halloween, you can start watching some horror movies. You can go to the corn maze. All the corn mazes open up. You can like you see like pumpkin flavored everything all over, or like cinnamon flavored stuff everywhere. And all the eggnogs out, all of that stuff. So I just really like that time of year.
Absolutely. So, favorite songs of the moment?
So like, I don't know if I really have a favorite song at the moment, but like definitely though, I listened to on repeat the newest Eminem album, the like extension that they had. That it's like "Song to Be Murdered By."
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like one of the most amazing albums. Freaking love that album. I like play at least like probably something from that album every single day. Probably like recently. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I feel like I've easily listened to that album probably 100+ times.
Oh, and also the new AC/DC album. I listened to that a lot too.
Oh yeah, dude, the new AC/DC album is incredible.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Usually every Friday, I'll go into Spotify and I'll like have we'll take probably about an hour every Friday to just kind of go through all the new releases for the week. But I haven't done it this week, so got to go through and see what's new.
There's actually some pretty awesome new songs. I mean, there's some solid country songs. I mean, there's a legit new version of Papa Roach's "Cut My Life into Pieces."
Oh dang, I love Papa.
So they did it's a different tone to the song, but me and my wife listened to it the other day and loved it. It's so damn cool sounding. Yeah.
Nice. I'm
trying to think. Sorry, continue.
Sorry. I was trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah. So the other one I was going to say. So I'm pretty sure that the Foo Fighters are getting ready to release a new album because probably for the past like 3 weeks they've had a new single out, and I've been every single one of them. So like I'm like pretty big Foo Fighters fan. I probably wouldn't put them in my top 10, but they'd be just like maybe top 15 though. They're like pretty close. So yeah.
I have also liked every song they've released so far. They've been awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
But also definitely not one of those like, oh my gosh, Foo Fighters is amazing, but they're incredible.
There's a friend of mine too. That's like this is just like a quick story about the Foo Fighters. There's a friend of mine who actually lived in California, and he was like, "What?" So it was around the time they're recording their like first 2 albums, and so they were like kind of well known, but they weren't like super big yet. But she lived right near Dave Grohl, the lead singer, and so every once in a while she would hear this loud motorcycle sound just like going through the neighborhood, and then So apparently every time like he would get frustrated about the recording of his new album, or he would have writer's block or anything like that, he just hop on his motorcycle and just go like cruising through the neighborhood, just kind of clear his head. So like every time she would hit that, she's like, oh no, like Dave's having a bad day, like he's not the way he wants to or something like that. So like
that's a cool like, Dave Grohl story.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah.
Let's see. Favorite word or phrase?
I'm
just remembering back to my response to this.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, probably the one that I end up saying all the time. I think I probably got it from like Saturday Night Live or something. But I would say like, "Isn't that special?" Or like, "That is just extra special." Like I like always say that. I think that comes from the skit Dana Carvey, the like church lady. Which would be like, "Isn't that special? That's just special." So like, for some reason, I just like say that like all the time.
Such a great skit.
Yeah. Right. But yeah.
Let's see. Favorite stores.
Well, so my favorite store of all time actually closed down, which was Hastings. I freaking loved Hastings. Like you'd still rent movies there. You'd buy albums there, books, and then they started having a lot more of the like pop culture-y kind of like just like merchandise and games and all that stuff. And so that was one. So like pretty much any store that's as close to that. So I don't really have like a specific one, but I really love comic book stores or like anything that's like selling cool T-shirts or like cool pop culture-y stuff like that. So I used to have this store called Think Geek, but I think Think Geek went out of GameStop or something. But
they did go out of business, and actually GameStop acquired them, I believe. Yeah,
that's what I thought. So like GameStop is actually up there. I like GameStop a lot. Just like pretty much anything that like has kind of like just cool like I don't know like cool figures, movie,
right,
merchandise, like video game stuff, board games, all that kind of stuff. So anything that has that, but there's not really not really like a specific store or anything. So I kind of look for all the kind of like little niche kind of just like ones that just pop up in like different towns and cities. So yeah, I'm always drawn towards those.
Let's see. What do you do most often when you're bored?
So usually when I'm bored, I either like watch a bunch of random YouTube videos on my phone. I do that a lot, or I'll even brainstorm for like new YouTube ideas for the channel, or actually end up playing a lot of video games when I'm bored too. That's kind of a go-to. So like probably those three, I think.
Okay. Pet peeves are really annoying things about life or people do that annoy you or tick you off.
Okay,
this list is going to be huge.
Yeah, so this one actually came up with a lot of stuff. So I like went through everything I could possibly think of and actually wrote it down. So I got this whole list. So just one. Here we go. So
this is like 100 things.
Well, not quite 100, but it's like it's a lot. You'll see. But well, the first one is people who don't pick up dog poop from their dog when you take them on a walk, especially living in an apartment complex. You gotta watch out for all the landmines of like dog crap everywhere because nobody picks up after their freaking dog, and it's annoying. Or the people who are like they'll go on like a hike and then they'll like pick it up, but like they don't want to just like walk around an entire hike with like dog poop in their like pocket or like in their hand. So they'll just like set it off to the side of the trail and they're like, on my way back down, I'm gonna pick this up. But then on the way back down, they're just busy or not thinking about it and they just forget about it and it just sits there. It's like, no, don't do that. Also people that protest weird things and do it in a dumb way, just like because like there's a difference between peaceful protesting about something that's like actually important and then like like people that just like protest just for the sake of protesting. They don't even really care about the cause. They just want to just be there to like stir things up and create chaos, or they just like people that like get violent over it too. I think that's like totally stupid, So, so definitely I don't like that. Oh, and also kneeling during the national anthem. I freaking hate that. I think that's like disrespecting your country. I think that's like if you're gonna kneel during the national anthem and disrespect it, especially if you're a professional athlete and you're literally living in America making millions of dollars, then you can just get the hell out of the country, because I think that's very disrespectful. So, and then like one of the big people that like speaks out against that, you can find clips on YouTube if you look up Coach Mike Ditka. Like he hates people that kneel during it. He'll pretty much tell them to F off, like essentially. But let's see. Oh, people who are rude for no reason, like just like you're out in public and someone's just rude because they're having a bad day or like whatever. They just treat you bad, or like even someone that like friends, family, like it doesn't matter. Like I just don't like people that are really rude for no reason. There's not very many reasons for someone to be rude to somebody, I don't think. I mean, there's some. I mean, sometimes we all have bad days, and we've all been rude to people, but like I don't like it. So, let's see. Oh, so there's people that like honk when you're at a red light and it like turns green for like 1 millisecond, and they honk at you, and you're like, give me a second to like move my car through the intersection before you start honking at me. Come on. It's like, seriously. Yeah, that always like bugs me. I remember one time I was with Mark in the car and he was driving, and then he became the person honking, like after like literally 1 second he just honked. I'm like, don't honk at people. That's rude. That's stupid. Don't do that. And he's like, well, they need to hurry up and move through the intersection. Come on. I'm like, no, don't honk. But oh yeah, and people who back into parking spaces for some reason, that's always just randomly annoyed me. Like, it's just that one's really random because it's not like they're doing any harm to people, but like I just think like whenever someone starts to back up, like this is something that my uncle David said when I interviewed him too. He said the same thing. It's like, ooh, Mr. Fancy Pants is gonna back into this spot. Ooh, they're special, or like whatever. I just like always kind of think that. I'm like, it's like just back and forward like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Or just move forward. Yeah. But
Back and
also
forward.
yeah, right. Not back and forward, but move forward. Yeah. But when you get a shopping cart with a squeaky wheel, or like the shopping cart that like is like cha-chunk, cha-chunk, cha-chunk all the way through the grocery store. I hate that.
Yes.
And I have a bad shopping cart. I'll literally go back to the front of the store, put it back, and grab a new one. I will not walk around the store with that. I can't do it. When you're talking to somebody and their eyes just kind of glaze over and you can tell they're not really listening to you, they're not really paying attention, or they're like in their own little world, like literally right now.
Why? I was asleep, man. Meow. What? What are you talking about? Meow. I don't want to go to school.
But like for me though, like I think that it's kind of like an ADD kind of thing, a little bit of an Asperger's thing for me. They'll like, I'll just talk about things and I'll like get like really in depth. I'll start talking. A lot of times, like my wife Shannon, she's like, all right, Jordan, like you've been talking like nonstop ever since I got off of work today. You need to just like cool it for a minute. And like I just try not to get offended. I'm just like, I was like, all right, you're right. I need to just take a deep.
That's just so that's like with me. So man, I'm always super excited to see my wife. I feel sometimes like I'm that dog that's like been like trapped inside, and I'm just like, honey, you're home. I want to tell you about my day, and she's just like,
right.
Calm down, breathe. I love you, but just let me catch my breath.
Yeah, right. So like, just give me a minute. I just got home. Let me change or like decompress for a minute or something, Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. And then also, let's see. Oh yeah, people that are too sensitive and can't take a joke when you're like trying to joke with them and they get offended way too easily. It's like it's like life is way too short to be too uptight and like get offended all the time. I just feel like just have fun in life. Don't take it too seriously. Seriously. Also, I don't like people who act cocky and act like they're better than you. Like they act like they're just like hot stuff and like I don't know. Like I don't really like that kind of attitude. Especially in like high school, I always shied away from those people. Anyone who acted cocky like that, it's like don't do that. I don't want to talk to you,
Bro,
Yep, exactly.
bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Which
Or
is
like
why I hate Brady so much. That PBR swilling, can crushing SOB.
oh yeah,
Yes.
yep,
Because this is how he talks. So, yeah, bro, I got a number victory. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It can be a little bit like that, especially like on the field too, especially like that. But oh, so like this is the thing that I noticed more in Seattle more, but like people who will like who will come onto to a bus or like public transportation and they have a portable speaker with an and they're just blaring their music super loud, so like everyone has to listen to their music. It's like it might be good music, but it's like, do you really have to blare it like for the whole
Yes.
entire bus to hear? And sometimes it's not good music. Sometimes it's terrible music. Like it just depends, you know.
Right.
So yeah, just
Oh,
kind of
absolutely.
like wear some headphones. Can't you get headphones? I mean, come on.
And even then, I feel like sometimes there's those people with headphones where like they have it cranked up so loud that you're
Yeah,
stuck listening to their music anyways.
yeah, right.
And it's like, I don't care if I like your music, just like I want to just cut your headphone cord.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a YouTube video where this guy he went around and actually had scissors and like went to people that like had their headphones cranked up too loud. Did it on a college campus, and he would literally cut the cord on the headphone. But then like part of the prank is that he would literally give him some new AirPods though, just to like say like this is just a prank for YouTube. You just had your music really loud. Here, have some new headphones that are probably better than the ones you have already. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. People who sag their pants on purpose, like, and it's like you can sag your pants slightly, but like some people sag their pants so low that's like literally like below their butt, and it's just like, what's the point? Like that just looks stupid. You look like you're like homeless or something. Like it's a bad look. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, so this will be the last one for the pet peeves, but you drive out to the grocery store for something super specific and they're out of it. So it's like you like literally came all this way to get like one or two items and they're like totally out of it. And you're like, crap. Well, like I don't really want to go to like on some wild goose chase to some other stores. Like, what am I gonna do? So,
Oh yeah.
it was just Walmart. Lately, I've just noticed, at least the Walmarts here, they're always out of everything. Like I don't know why. Walmart's a huge store. Can't you keep enough employees to keep your stuff stocked? But it'll be weeks sometimes before they have certain items in it. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
When do you get shipments? Serious. But anyways, that's that.
Alrighty. So, moving on. Favorite salad dressing?
My favorite salad dressing is probably honey mustard. So my go-to has been the Ken's honey mustard, but I do really like a creamy Italian dressing. So like it's not to be confused with regular Italian dressing that just like the like oil and vinegar with all the
Right.
with all the seasoning. Then you have to shake it up. The creamy kind is kind of more almost like a honey mustard. It's like thicker.
Right.
But like
Kind of like the Olive Garden dressing.
yes, it's like that. Yeah, they actually have one of the few salads I actually really like. I'm not a huge salad eater, but like I really like salad from the effing Olive Garden because they bring it out on like ice, so it's always ice cold, and they have really good dressing. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Favorite number and why? Actually, you kind of answered this earlier.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned a little earlier. So my favorite number is 21 because of my favorite basketball player, Kevin Garnett. But I also am a little partial to a couple other numbers. So I really like the number 8, and I think that's just because 8 was a number of Kobe Bryant, and then also it was a number for Steve Young, and so I just kind of liked it because of that. And then also I always liked the number 13 because my brother Aaron, when he played basketball in high school, that was his number. So it's kind of just like 13 because he had the number 13 and then he kind of carried 13 into other parts of his life too. I think that was his favorite number. So yep.
Alrighty. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be? X and the wishing for more wishes.
Okay, so I wrote a little bit down for this, a few notes. So for my first wish, I would wish that I would never run out of money. Like, no matter what, my money would always replenish, and I would always have never-ending money. 2, I would let's see. For number 2, I would just wish that the world could just live in just peace and harmony and without the need for very much government. Like I wish that like we could actually have the government kind of stay out of our lives. Everyone could like still have a happy, fulfilling life, you know. So you could have that, and then this is one. Well, for my third wish was one that I always wished for when I was in high school. I'm just gonna say it now because I'm obviously married now, but I always wish that whenever I walked up to any girl, that I would just automatically look like the most attractive person in the entire world to them. Whatever their version of the most attractive person in the world to them, I would just instantly look like that to them. But then to other girls, I would look different. I would look whatever their version of the most attractive person. So it'd be like a slightly like different look to each girl. But basically, I could get any girl I wanted, pretty much. So.
That's awesome. I like it. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
So definitely for this one, it'd be the power to control time and space. Just because, like, I think that, like, for me, one of the biggest ones would actually be the power to freeze time. So, I could freeze time, so I would never be late anywhere. And like, if there's anything that I needed to do, like, I could just spend. So let's say that like work's getting like super overwhelming and I'm getting stressed out. Then I'm just like, I'm gonna freeze time for 24 hours. I'm gonna take a day off. I'm just gonna like have some time to just kind of chill out and just do whatever I want. And I'm gonna unfreeze time and it'll be like time never stopped, you know? So there's that. And then also just being able to like go back in time, go forwards in time, just to be able to control space and time. Like I think that would
be awesome.
Yeah.
So, guys, I just want to say, as I've been doing this, I know I've been yawning a lot. It's not because I find Jordan Allen interesting. It's just because I already worked today.
You're so bored with me.
So bored.
You're bored.
What? Yeah, we're doing this again, right?
Yeah, right.
Where are we again?
Chris, you're falling asleep. You got to wake up.
Okay. Yay!
You actually fell asleep on camera.
Right? Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up? Yes, we all need to grow up a little more.
Yes. Yes.
You child.
We all definitely do. Yeah. For me, as I think about it,
you're like a 10-year-old child.
Yeah, but for me, probably like I don't really know because like I'm just happy like making YouTube videos. Like probably I would just want to do it full time and like be able to quit my day job and just do it full time and then actually have a way that's like some kind of like secondary source of income. That's why I really want to be able to create some apps. So if I could do that as like a secondary source, and then I could just support myself and just like just be able to live a comfortable life and always have enough money for everything that I need. Just making YouTube videos, I think that'd be awesome. But also too, if I ever could, I'd actually love to do special effects for like big budget Hollywood movies, like do some effects for like Star Wars, Marvel movies, just like some big action movies, you know, like that'd be awesome. Yep.
That's awesome, man. Best things about life.
Let's see. Probably for me, it's just being with the people that you care about the most. Just doing all your favorite things together with them. You know, I think that's probably like be my favorite thing. Just having just being able to have the time of your life with the people that you really care about. So
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you could only pick 10 things to have in this entire world, what would they be? Real things. So apparently I can't have like the Back to the Future car.
Nope, apparently not. But so I wrote out some things. So it'd be one would be a really cool movie theater room with like cushy recliner seats and just loaded with snacks all the time.
That would be awesome.
To have my own private jet with unlimited gas, so I could just like go anywhere that I want anytime. That'd be awesome. I want to have an endless supply of my favorite cologne, which is La Costa Red. So it's like the one with the little alligator on it, but the red kind. Like I really like that stuff. But I don't always buy a ton of cologne because I mean cologne can be expensive sometimes. So
it absolutely can.
Yeah. So probably a picture of me and my favorite basketball player, Kevin Garnett, that's signed by him. So like to actually like have met him and actually have the evidence, have a picture, and it's signed by him. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I would always want to have a copy of the never released original Star Wars script for The Rise of Skywalker. So originally the Rise of Skywalker was supposed to be directed by Colin Trevorrow. He's the one that directed Jurassic World, and he was supposed to do it. There's a leaked script that you can find somewhere, like somewhere on the internet. There's a leaked script, and I heard that it's freaking amazing, like 10 times better than like what J.J. Abrams put out. I mean, I like the Rise of Skywalker for what it was, but I just felt like it was just way too much fan service. We're just gonna like pay homage to every single part of Star Wars we could possibly do, and we're just gonna do it for the fans. But I didn't really feel like it had like super great writing and super. I don't know. I didn't really feel like it even connected to the other movies all that much. But it wasn't terrible. I still enjoyed it.
I don't know. I know I'm amongst the weirdos that actually like absolutely loved it, and I loved the fan service aspect. I loved the ghost. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, even though I feel like the people that really cared about this movie should have already seen it. But then again, I'm still going to avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took over your answer.
Oh no. No, you're fine. Yeah.
So you were talking about the script you'd want to have. I'm trying to remember how many numbers you're at.
It might be 4 or 5, but I know they have 10 altogether here. So I want to have unlimited pizza from either the best New York pizzeria or the Pie Hole, because I love the Pie Hole. So for one of those, I would really want to have a Michael Jordan rookie card because I think that a Michael Jordan rookie card like right now has to be worth at least like $8,000 to $10,000 for that single rookie card, which is like crazy. So like another something about me, I'm a huge sports card collector, and so that's like one of the like few rookie cards that I've never been able to have because I mostly collect basketball cards. So yeah, if I could have a Michael Jordan rookie card, that would be awesome. That's like my like holy grail of basketball cards.
So I'm part of an autograph group on Facebook. They're always showing cool finds they got. One of them shared they got a, what was like an anniversary, I think, or like a team book. And inside it's like signed by the whole team, like when Michael Jordan was playing in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
From high school? That's awesome. That's like a rare find. Dang.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah. Man, I would love to have something like that. That'd be
that's
awesome.
so cool.
Then I also want to have unlimited passes to Disney theme parks and Universal. So those two. So I think that'd be awesome to just be able to just go whenever you want. Be able to go multiple times in a year. I think that'd be awesome. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then this one's actually like a pretty realistic one that like I probably will get sometime soon. But I've always wanted to have one of those super comfortable beds that are made out of all the different layers of like memory foam. They're just like no more box spring. Like I don't have anything that has springs in it. I just want to have it be like pure foam, but like pure like they have it engineered to be like the most comfortable. It's like type of phones. Like I know they have like those like Casper beds, or they have like Helix beds, or like different brands. I would love to have that. So yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see.
Oh wait, no, there was actually one more. That was only 9. I also put my own private workout gym, with an indoor basketball court everywhere that I live. So if I move, I have it in that place. If I move to another place, I have it there. So that way, like the gym's closed, because here in Washington, the gyms are still freaking closed. I can't even go to the gym in my own apartment complex. It's closed. So yeah, I would love to have somewhere to just be able to work out like whenever I want to.
Let's see. Favorite place.
So my favorite place is definitely my family's cabin. It's in Provo Canyon in Utah. It's there's a little community that's up in the mountains right behind the Sundance Ski Resort, the one that's owned by Robert Redford, and it's called Brickerhaven. So it's a little community that's called that, and like that's just one of my favorite childhood places. Just it's an awesome place. Me and my family would always go visit, usually probably once a year. So probably I'd say there, or one of my other favorite places, just being in Eagle, Idaho. Like I just love Eagle. I think it's like a really like special place to me, just because all the people there. Like I think that like Eagle has like some of the best people. Like
oh yeah, it does.
Just like super kind, super friendly, just willing to give the shirt off their back, even to like strangers. Like they're just all super nice, and like people will always kind of look at like Eagle. Let's say like they're just a bunch of rich snobs, just all rich people. But like literally everyone that I've encountered, maybe minus maybe like 5 people since I've ever lived there, like have been like just like super nice and super friendly.
Yeah. They all just go out of their way to take care of one another. It doesn't matter what stratosphere you come from, what level you come from. They all just lift one another up. I feel like absolutely.
Yeah. So I really miss that, just because like living outside of Idaho, like for me, like it just really feels like I've been dropped like into the quote unquote like real world kind of thing, where it's like there's like it was like so much more diversity, and like honestly like for the majority of people that I met here in Washington, most of them haven't been really all that friendly, honestly. Like we've met some like friendly people, but it's like the majority just are either just kind of like either not friendly, or they just don't really associate like much with you, just kind of keep to themselves kind of thing. So like it's been kind of interesting. But then one other place I would say that's probably my last favorite place is just anywhere on the beach or like near the ocean. Like I've always loved like being by the ocean. So like if I could even like own a beach home someday, I think that'd be awesome.
So
yeah.
We have officially reached 2 hours and 4 minutes. Right now we're at let's see. Right now we're at that was question 54. So we still have a lot more questions to do. I feel like this is kind of a good point to kind of stop for a solid part 1. Man, this has been so much fun getting to interview you, buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
Seriously, this has been.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I'm kind of rambling with a lot of
no,
questions.
Man. I love it, man. You know, it's as you said, man. It's even when you were asking me these questions, I was like, these are things like you haven't really necessarily thought about.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like what makes the interview even more interesting is the fact that, seeing how your brain works. I love it, man.
Yeah, right.
We get to know more you, and I think it's awesome, man. I think it's awesome what you've done for these shows, and I think it's great being able to come on here and be a host with you, buddy. It really has been an honor.
Yeah,
seriously. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think definitely we can definitely do a part 2. Maybe if I do part 2, like speed up my answers a little bit, so we don't have to do a part 3.
That's not even. I say let's not even think about that. Okay. I want you to give your open and honest answers because that's what makes this more real, and that's what I feel like people are turning in for.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. They want to watch this to see, okay, who is Jordan Anderson other than the person maybe we might know? What else is he beyond these?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed watching this. You got a brief glimpse. Obviously, we only probably got a little over a quarter of the way through it, but we'll make it through eventually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll probably just call it a wrap here. But yeah, we'll definitely maybe be back. I don't know, like in about a week or so, maybe.
Yeah. So, absolutely, I think so. For sure, man. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Check this out. We'll be sharing it out there, of course. And please give it a like and share and kind of comment and let us know what you kind of think.
Yeah, and if there's anyone who might be like a friend, family member, or even just like watching this for the first time, we're always looking for some new people to interview, because once we get through like my family and like my friends, I mean, we're gonna need people. So if you think you might want to be in the hot seat, like we're definitely open to it. You can always reach out. I was actually gonna just throw up some of our social media here. Let's see.
Yeah.
So we have whoa. Okay. From my view, it was like really weird. Sorry to
no, you're good.
Like pause for a second. So from my view, when I just did that up on the screen, it looks like it was on speed, like it was flying super, super fast. But I think that was just the way that my camera view was. So anyways, but yeah, so you can find us here. Here's
Twitter.
all of our social media. We definitely
Jordan
have an email.
83616 at writer_84, Instagram at Jordan 83616, at Chris Scott 1128 and Movie Hero 2121 at gmail.com.
Yeah, exactly.
I caught the speed demon, dude. Yes, it is fast as hell.
Right.
It's just like, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so the best way to I'd say is definitely through the email, but I mean, you can always hit us up on social media. So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think that
And maybe as we get going, we'll see. Maybe we'll even let the audience ask questions.
yeah, right, exactly. So I think eventually we want to do this live. Right now we're just doing a pre-recorded,
Right.
Just in case there's any kind of tweaks or little edits we want to do. But
Right.
also too, you can find us here. So you can check us out on our Facebook group. So
Schmoedown Friends and Family Facebook page.
Yep, exactly. So you can find us there, and that Facebook page, Schmoedown Friends and Family, it is well, it's awesome a place that if you want to just come talk about Schmoedown, if you're new to the Schmoedown, if you want to just like find out more, but even if you don't know anything about it, it's just basically a community where if you have your own YouTube channel, if you have anything you want to promote, if you just kind of want to just like ask some fun questions and just kind of get the group interacting, that's the perfect place for it. So you can definitely, we're 100% open to all of that, and
Absolutely.
we support people from any background, any walk of life. Doesn't matter. Like you can post as long as it's not harmful to the community. Then you can post to your heart's desire, and then we definitely support that. And also too, we have a little tournament going in the group where we were trying to determine the favorite comedic actor or stand-up comedian from the Schmoedown community. So we're gonna have probably polls about every other day on there, and you can vote on those, and then eventually we're gonna whittle it down to a favorite. So and we have a lot of people in there. Like when I went through the list, I probably had almost 800 people on that list. So it'll probably take us like 3 to 6 months to get through it all, but it'll be a fun ride though. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
you can, yeah. So we did it once before when I was part of a different group. We did on the favorite TV theme song of all time. Surprisingly, based on everybody's votes, they picked X-Men the animated series as the overall championship. I don't know it won't necessarily call that the greatest of all time, but that was the consensus. So you got to give the people what they want, and so they picked X-Men. So and we got Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Nice.
Come support our show. Check us out.
There you go.
Check us. Yay! It's me.
And here, right there. But anyways, so yeah, well,
it's my dad.
Yeah, right. But yeah, we'll hear more from Grogu. Is his proper name, right? No.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, right. But anyways, yeah, we'll call it good here. So we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Ooh, you got that cool little Heisenberg. Nice. But but yeah, we'll pretty much call it a wrap here. So yeah, I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson. This has been Casablanca Kid, Chris Scott with the Penguin, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.